Hello, welcome to round 3. We kept his hand, it's okay. Not so sure about my upkeep fetch, I don't think I will, because we're fine with drawing a land, and I'm looking to draw some lands. So my opponent has some kind of semi-wonky mana base, but I don't think it's wonky per se. Let's just get a swamp, there's no need to get a second island yet. And we're, double swamp is definitely what we need a bit more. So we obviously have breeding pool again. So opponent is semi-control, I guess. Mindstone, yeah, he's definitely control. He could have Rolzerek, which makes the most sense. I'm not gonna pay 2 life. But then we have the Hex Mage for that, so that's fine. So Hex Mage kills Planeswalkers, huh? Pretty good. We obviously want lands. I think we want an island to be able to dismiss something big that he can cast. But our hand is pretty clunky and pretty bad here. Like, we're just looking to draw lands. Duplicant is basically and do nothing cards. Redcap is a reactive card. Hexmage is a reactive card. So we're just hitting for 1 with a poker side, which isn't really where I want to be. So this could be Rolzerek, although he tapped wrong here then. This could be Cut. This could be Chandra, Taram Mahler. It's Cut. So yeah, Hexmage is a perfect target. I guess he untaps Volcanic Island and doesn't attack with it. Oh, he is gonna go for the attack. Huh? That's fine. We'll still kill Cut, of course, because the card is pretty good. So drawing the islands is a bit annoying now because we obviously want to keep dismiss up, but I don't think I can let Cod have an extra turn. Although we could have, because he plays something, we dismiss it, he hits me for another 4, I then dismiss. I then play Hexmage a turn after. Land tax is fine, because I don't have another land, so if he plays a land I won't be able to find one myself. Maybe he won't play a land though. 2 mana doesn't really scare me that much. So even if he doesn't play a land, I'm obviously gonna play a land myself. So he's an aggro deck apparently. Would not suspect that. Like Hell's Thunder isn't that great. Barbarian Ring isn't in the game anymore. So yeah, we are gonna play a land, but we're not gonna do anything with it yet. I think a will attack, like any really big haster he can cast. I can counter, I can block the Hell's Thunder anyway. So there's that. So we're gonna drop down to 8, gonna drop down to 7, but I think it's fine. He's gonna land tax and get his hand full, but I mean, there's no reason not to. Yeah, he just gets mountain play, so he doesn't have anything extra. Yeah. You probably can disable those pop-ups in options, right? Enable animations, auto-size cards, concede game, display. Man, it doesn't show it here. Like I would think you could, but apparently can't. So it doesn't have anything here. That would be weird. So let's fetch and get another island and pass a turn. Get our turn back. Get a Flooded Strand, which is pretty okay. We will still attack here and just keep up dismiss. Like my opponent isn't doing anything. If he keeps on land taxing, that's fine. He's obviously just gonna thin his deck here, I think, and I think he should land tax. Like that's what I would do. We're not offering a really big clock anyway. And there's islands, so he does play island apparently. He only got a single land, that's really bizarre. I would never have done that. I would have gotten 3 lands, like it doesn't really matter, you just want 3 lands, you're gonna make your land drops anyway. And he doesn't look to be the deck that's gonna need that big of an amount of lands anyway, so yeah. Pretty weird play on my opponent's end, I think. And if he ever decides to get something, I can finally slam Kokusho which is gonna be pretty good against him. He can't have Mana Leak because I have Mana Leak. This seems like an Giant Vengeance. Yeah, definitely dismiss that. He has Negate. That's not possible. I have Negate as well. So we are gonna fetch and then just pay 2. Okay. Does he have days? No way he has days, right? This is a weird line to take if he doesn't have days. He doesn't. Okay, I guess. You just wasted 2 cards. It's a nice 2 for 1 for me there. Again, we get our 4 islands. I think, like, I'm not sure if Armageddon is in the format. It might be. Definitely not gonna run any more lands out there, I guess. But we're never gonna have more. Like, why does it Isa Charm there? Yeah, I was wondering myself what that was about. So yeah, he definitely messed up apparently. So Kakusho, maybe he does have the days. He doesn't. So like even if he has land destruction here, Kakusho is gonna, provide a fast enough clock for me to stop. I have duplicate, I have murderous red cap. He can steal land X, and he should like land X for 3 lands. There it is. So yeah, I think maybe he didn't land X for 3 lands, not on purpose, but it just happened. So this is a big spell apparently. 7 mana even. It's an X spell, I guess. So Earthquake, Morshoku, that's pretty good. So we gain 5 life. We can shackle the token. It's an interesting deck at least. We can shackle the token if we draw Recurrent Nightmare. That's gonna be huge. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to put this on the stack. I was like, why am I waiting? But I have to put them on the stack, so that's a huge difference. So no combat there. Clean up, he discards a mountain. We draw another land. I think it seems very unlikely that my opponent has more there, and I think I want to be bluffing counterspell anyway. Like, he might have an answer against Shackles, but it's very unlikely that he does. Yes, I played lands, and he can do more land decks, but I mean, he's almost through lands anyway, and he isn't even using the ability, so I'm surprised he doesn't. Like, I would just do so. Maybe he has a second Armageddon, but seeing that he is dropping so many lands himself, seems unlikely. And Vidalcan Shackles is gonna take care of these tokens pretty fast. Like, yes, it's gonna keep 2 mana tapped down, I guess, but and then Apocryphite will come in pretty soon. We can play around and red cap one of them. Maybe we want to. No, I don't think we need to. I think Shackles, cancel, undo, and get my mana back. Just pass the turn here. He has something. Oh, Decree of Justice cycle. Has to be it. Sphinx's Revelation, that's pretty good. So we probably want to negate then. So my opponent has a bunch of big spells. I'm surprised he plays Hell's Thunder. that doesn't make much sense in his deck. Like God obviously does, just because it's a good card. Sphinx is a Marshaku, Land X obviously works with that, but I mean, Hell's Thunder doesn't really fit the theme of his deck at this point. I think Vajagel and Shackles is strong enough here to stop a bunch of his deck. So we obviously take a token again. And then if he attacks, we can just block one. A poker side will come in, so we are gonna keep the token for now. If he plays a big creature, I can duplicate it. Plus our 4/4 is fine. He's up to 12 cards in his hand and 12 in his library. He has drawn 9 more cards than me. Well, it's not true, like 5 probably. Because Land X obviously filled his hand as well, but he has drawn more relevant cards. Let's put it at that. 3, 4, 5. Gideon is a nice one. Can't really do much about that. Yeah. So I think we give his token back, right? Because then we always have a blocker for the Gideon. Hallowed Fountain. So his deck, we've only seen blue for Sphinxes and he's a charm. So it seems very unlikely that it's probably gonna be splash color, like blue is splash compared to white, I think. Because we've also seen more planes. So we have to attack Gideon Jura. I still don't think I wanna play red cap though. Though if I steal a token, nah, that's only 6 damage, so that's fine. Let's play a land here and pass a turn. He has something else here. Prophetic Bolt. Nah, he only has 4 mana. So Gideon goes down to 4, so he probably just wants to go for a little swing here, so he has to have a burn. Then Hell's Thunder, steal token, block 6, so he needs to do 6 damage with burn, which he might as well have. Doesn't seem that unlikely, seeing that he drawn a bunch of cards. But against a guy like this, we definitely want to negate like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really good targets already. And there's gonna be a lot more probably. Vampire Hexmage is also really good against him. So yeah, if he taps that, that's fine. I can just steal the token in response. It doesn't really matter. Like the only reason for me to give him back his token was so that I can have a blocker for the Gideon. Him tapping there is just relying on me making a mistake, which I didn't. It's odd, right? How a deck with single creature can put so much pressure on you. It's just pretty solid. It's always been like this. So Kokusho has kept me in this game, but Marshaku was definitely a blowout. And I'm curious what this is gonna be. If it's something like a really big earthquake, he just wins. At this point it's 7 mana. Seems like an earthquake for 6. It's earthquake or Round Thunder, yeah. I was correct there in that assumption. So what do you want out? This figure doesn't seem to be that strong. Negate obviously is. Necropotent seems pretty good against this guy. Just drawing extra cards and outdrawing him. Probably don't want too many creature removal. Duplicant is probably a bit too bad. Herald seems fine, Nightfell Spectre seems fine. Bloodghast seems okayish, but not good enough. Although, having a recurring creature might be strong against this guy. And then there's Dimir Charm, which also stops sorcery spells, so you might want that in as well. Yeah, sure. And then we want out more creature removal, I think. Slaughter Pact seems fine, probably want to keep that in. Fidalgo and Shackles is good, but I don't think it's good enough in this matchup. In which case I can probably cut like an island and add a swamp. And Dungeon Guys probably isn't that great either. Is there another card I want out of Dungeon Guys? Maybe not. Like maybe I want Dungeon Guys and just cut the Hypocrisite. It doesn't seem to be that necessary against this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna try it like this. I think obviously Sundering Titan is gonna be huge. Someone answered me here. Yeah, okay, apparently. So we're 0-1 down and we're just 1-1 because of my play mistake. I'm surprised this guy lost around. Like his deck seems nice. It's obviously pretty good against me. Is a Charm isn't that great against me though. God is good, Gideon is good, Hell's Thunder seems like a useless card, Sphinx just wins games. I just didn't have a lot of pressure because my deck doesn't have a lot of pressure without Recurring Nightmare, or like if I have Exhume there at one point, just Exhume, make a Kusha back, it might have been fine, but he had plenty of cards there, thanks to land tax. So I have no clue how much time he has. Obviously, want to play first. This is a terrible hand. I'm gonna mulligan this, and I have to keep this. My first hand was way worse than this. And if I can resolve Nightfell Spectre, it's pretty nice. So yeah, I'm gonna fetch an island there, end of turn. We also want to be able to, you know, counter something. Who knows what, but we want to be able to counter something at least. Sphere Resonance we obviously can't. So end of turn, we get an island. We could have got a Breeding Pool, I guess. Probably should have got a Breeding Pool. Let's cast this. It's a really good card against him, I think. Like he didn't have a Johnny Vengeance previously. He only had stuff like Earthquake and stuff to deal with things. So Nightveil Spectre seems pretty solid here. Grim Monolith is okay. Drawing our swamp, so we are drawing the cards we somewhat wanted. Like we did want to draw more lands. But I think it's enough now. We want no more lands, please. We get Stormbred Dragon. Wow, he has Stormbred Dragon as well. So we're just gonna cast an island then. He might have Ravages again, like Ravages here plus counter backup again. But I mean, we have the Dimir Charm. Ravages, counter backup, take 4 lands for 2. No, he doesn't have it. He has to have something here, because all this seems pretty weird play. Dimir Charm, destroy target creature with power 2 or less. Not really the nuts. So 4 mana. Rolling Earthquake for 3. I think seeing that he wants to do this so badly, Nightfell Spectre is gonna be good then. Basalt Monolith, wow. Like, I don't get this play that often. Like, I don't understand it. Bestow is pretty nice, so I'm gonna play land for this. It's like, maybe I don't want to do this, but now even if it gets rid of this, we can, we have a 3/3 flyer. And we get what, Fire Eyes? That's pretty nice, because you can tap down like Grim Monolith again. And draw a card from it, of course. So we conceded this game just because of a lot of pressure on my end. So the guy loses to pressure, apparently. So how can we up pressure out of our deck here with the sideboard? I don't think we can. Maybe with Molten Tail Masticore over Red Cap or something. Like this. That probably adds more pressure to him. Sure. Because it can regenerate. I think he has a hard time dealing with creatures. Especially if they can regenerate. Like only Rolling Earthquake and Earthquake were the answers. And then the 7-mana one. God, why do I always forget that name? It generates soldiers, and then if it's 5, it first destroys everything. I know what the card does, but I've never ever managed to remember its name. It was played against me in game 1. Everyone knows what I'm talking about, and it's like, oh my god, it's that card, man. How dumb are you? But I do tend to have that with some cards that I just can't remember what they were. So Dimir Charm already won me a game. I think bringing Dimir Charm was correct. I think this hand is pretty bad against this guy. I think this hand is somewhat keepable just because of Bitter Blossom, Bloodcast, and Herald with Friction Metamorph. I mean, if we draw a single land in the early draws, we are good. And there's the land we need. I mean, Bitter Blossom is really good, Bloodcast is really good. I think here I'm gonna lead with Bloodcast first, just because he is representing Is It Charm, and don't want to run against that. Like, if he has Fire Eyes, he can definitely kill the Bloodcast. I'm fine with that, because if you make more land traps, it's gonna be coming back. We have a pretty solid hand against this guy deck, I think. We just need, you know, better lands here. Coalition Relic is fine, and now we can play Bitter Blossom around a counter. So we are stuck on lands though. But I mean, we just need a third land to start doing things. It's not like we couldn't just be slow playing a land to protect Bloodcast. He might even think that. Sure. So he's just putting a counter on that to have. Gideon would be really good. I think Gideon is a card he's gonna have here more often than not. If he adds a white, I'm definitely putting on Gideon. And there's Gideon. Of course there is. It had to be. I just said it's gonna be Gideon, and it's Gideon, so I don't see why else he adds a white. Maybe he's thinking about it. I'm not sure why, but I think seeing that he added a white, he has to have Gideon, and Gideon is just a slam dunk. It's not Gideon, really? That would be pretty weird in my eyes, not to have Gideon here. He could have Ravager, seeing that I missed the land, and then he has Coalition Relic, but I mean, I could just, you know, be slow playing, yeah. It's an Expel, Basalt Monolith, okay. And then he, like this I do not get. Why does someone ever run on Basalt Monolith and then immediately tap it? It never ever 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 makes any sense to me. It just doesn't. It's the weirdest play people can make, in my opinion. And so many people make that play, but it's just not correct. It's just not correct, I think. Like, you waste a card. Like, how often are you gonna untap this? Often enough. Like, I don't know. Maybe because you can bluff a counterspell or something. Drawing Hexmage is obviously nuts again. And having Recurrent Nightmare as soon as I draw land, I can keep on killing every Planeswalker he's ever gonna play. Like, Basalt Monolith, and then you immediately tap it. So you basically waste it. Like, the only way he now has an extra ability here is if he keeps up Is a Charm and then Basalt Monolith ends of turn on tapping it. That makes sense then, but that's the only one, right? So the guy does play a bunch of X spells. Like, here it's fine because of God being there, and this is actually untapping during your untap step. So yeah, there's that. Probably gonna swing in. He is. Not gonna block with the Fairy Rogue token. We're probably gonna attack his face and hope we draw land here. If we draw land, it's gonna be really good because then we can sacrifice a fairy and it's not a land, of course. We can also Chainers him, attack him here, and then Chainers him to kill a land. Don't think we really want to do that. We can attack Cut, but I think we want to gamble a bit more and hope to... I think we attack him and attack Cut with 1. This will put Cut within attacking range next turn in case I don't draw land. Plus it puts Cut away 1 more from ulti. And I think I do want to Chainer's Edict him, killing a mountain. It's... although, maybe he has like a real big creature that I haven't seen yet. Maybe I don't want to do that. We're both at 14 because of the Cut hit, yeah. It's 2 mana, probably Earthquake for 1 here. And then he untaps 1, I Chainer's Edict, he is a Charms, I Recurrent Nightmare, kill the Cut. That's also fine. It's actually a bit better for me than if he had something worse. So I think oh, Chainer's Edict is a sorcery, of course. What am I talking about? I'm an idiot. So we obviously have the blockers necessary for the Cut, so we can just keep on smashing his face, but we wanted to draw land and we finally got one. The problem, of course, is here he might easily have Is a Charm, and I don't really want to run Recurrent Nightmare into Is a Charm. So let's go to attack him. Although we can attack Cut here. Too late. And see what it does about it. Maybe he Is a Charms this. Very unlikely. He only has 2 cards, right? What can they be? I think I have to Recurrent Nightmare and kill Cut. Like, we can wait a single turn. Let's see what he does about this. But then if he has Earthquake, I lose. Like, Earthquake kills me, but so he has to have Is a Charm and an Earthquake. I don't think I can afford playing around Is a Charm, because there's not a lot of cards in my hand that he's gonna stop with Is a Charm anyway. So he has it. He has Is a Charm. Oh no, he has another counter. He has Hinder. He has Hinder. Okay. So you can put it on top of my library actually, that would be pretty fine for him. He puts it on the bottom instead. But I don't think I can afford playing around the counter. And I actually think I'm gonna take 4 damage here and then kill the god. Do I have a fast enough clock then? With Herald I actually put myself on a faster clock, so that's not that great. If he has like a flyer, haster, he has 2 of them that he can draw, and Hell's Thunder is definitely gonna kill me. He's just gonna tap Basalt Monoliths, probably animate. And I don't think I block here, just because he has 2 cards. I can kill God finally, so that's gonna relieve pressure. And I'm at 4 then, I'm always gonna have blocker. So I think I'm gonna let this through. And then if I can find a land. Okay, if I can find a land, which I don't, take God. I could have Molten Tail Masticore, so even a land next turn will be fine. And maybe we even kill him here, like 4, 5, 6. No, it's just gonna be 4, 5, so we need to draw land for the Molten Tail Masticore, and Molten Tail Masticore is gonna need to live. So that's it. So stuck on 3 lands, not really what we want to have happen. If you draw a land, that's actually also good because of Herald. But I think land and then having Molten Tail to do something with it is just a bit better. Celestial Colonnade will kill me, but I have Fairy Oak tokens to block. Grim Monolith isn't doing anything. And we actually have Slaughter back there as well, so go down to 2. Finally draw our land. Play Molten Tail Masticore. Oh, he has a counter for this? Don't tell me this guy has Sphinx's Revelation. Don't tell me he's... Oh, my god, his last card in his hand is Sphinx's Revelation. You're kidding me. You're fucking kidding me. You're breaking my balls, game. So I hit him down to 16, and then next turn need to do 16 damage. That seems very unlikely. That's 6, 8, 9, 13 damage. Not the worst card to have there. Fucking sick. I don't think I can ever deal that much damage. There's no way I can heal myself up. There's no way I can get rid of Bitter Blossom, I think. Don't. It's not about ending dreams, it's about you fucking having it there. Like, it's your fucking last card in your hands. I was winning on 3 lands. I was winning on 3 lands against this guy. So yeah, lost round 3, went 1-2. Pretty disappointing. I mean, I lost game 1 on my own mistake, but game 3 here I should have won if the last card in the guy's hands wasn't Sphinx's Revelation. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.